You know, you moved to Seattle at the age of 18. You're playing in bands for a bunch of years. Why do you make the hop from being a musician to basically musician/comedian?
Well, it was survival. Music, as we all remember, the music industry in the mid-90s was really having an identity crisis. It was really tough to figure out what to do as a musician, because basically all the labels kind of tightened up what was acceptable, you know, what they could risk, what was an acceptable risk. They were always looking for the next big thing, but they got even more strict about it. So we were touring, and we could just continue touring and making money, which isn't that much money when you're touring, or you can get lucky and get a licensing deal with a song that gets featured in a movie, but that's very rare. So I couldn't see a future in me having a career in music per se, and I loved comedy. And Stella came about, and Stella, which is members of the State, had a sketch group, Michael Showalter, Michael Black, and David Wayne, and they made these ridiculous home movie style sketches, and they were brilliant, and I was like, that's what I want to do, and that kind of got me inspired, and then weird circumstances led me straight to those people, like in a matter of months after seeing the first video.
What were the weird circumstances?
Well, it was like my friend Joel Israel, who was from Seattle, that I knew in Seattle, moved to New York to pursue theater as an actor, came back on vacation, had on his laptop the DVD of Stella, because the Stella shorts were just really crappy little thing. So he showed it to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the brand of comedy I love. I would love to do stuff like this. And then I was in my band Mock Tube, and I've always been a big proponent of dance, the dance scene, modern dance, especially contemporary dance. We were doing a benefit for a dance group called 23 Fading Spells, and they had a guest artist working with them named Linus. Linus is an artist from New York, experimental performance artist who happened to go to college with Eugene Merman. Eugene Merman had a night called Invite Them Up with Bobby Tisdale that was at a place called Rafifi that was in the East Village. Linus told me that Stella were coming through Seattle on a tour. Eugene Merman was opening for them, and that he could introduce me to Eugene and maybe see if I could get in on a show at their weekly show, Rafifi. And then they came through town. I went to Scarecrow Video, which is the largest independent video store archivist, dream lovers place in the country, and they had Stella was there signing DVDs. When I was in line to get my DVD signed, to get a DVD and then to get it signed, Michael Showalter looked up at me and said, Reggie Watts, Mock Tube, my band. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what's happening right now? There's no reason why this man should know this information. It was a band only known in the Northwest. And he's from New York City. It turns out that I did one televised on public TV here in New York, because I did what's called the Jammies, which is like a jam band version of the Grammys. It's definitely what you think it is. I did that one. I did 2 songs with the band. That's all I did, and I was Soul Live. And he happened to see it late night and saw that I was from Mock Tube. He checked out some of the music, and that was how he knew it. So I was like, what? And then so I went to the show that night, met Eugene Merman. He was like, yeah, sure, you'd love to. You know, you can be on our show if you want. You know, give you a shot or whatever. And then Soul Live, who my band had just gone on another tour with, were like, hey, we're looking for a singer and maybe write some songs when you come to New York. I was like, sure. Then a month later, I was in New York for a month writing music with Soul Live. So I got to do Rafifi like twice, Invite Them Up. I got to do it like twice or 3 times, and it was like walking into a party of friends that you never knew that you had. Like everybody was so incredibly supportive, and they were like, yeah, come back, you know, do our show. So that's how it happened. It was like really clear that that's what I needed to do, was move to New York. So I got lucky.